If you receive Social Security benefits, this is something you need to focus on right now. A new rule takes effect on April 18th, and a lot of beneficiaries still don't fully realize how it could impact their payments. This isn't a tiny tweak or minor adjustment. It can affect how your benefits are managed and what may happen if certain actions are not completed on time. For the last 10 years, I've been tracking Social Security changes and helping seniors understand how every update influences their monthly income. At the moment, things are shifting again, and more changes and announcements are on the way. So stay tuned, stay informed, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any crucial information. Now here's what you really need to grasp. To put it simply, this new rule is more than a basic update. It's part of a larger transformation in the Social Security system designed to make everything more secure and more tightly monitored. The main goal is to cut down on fraud and ensure that benefits only go to the correct person. Because of that, the system is becoming tougher about verifying your identity and confirming your personal information. Details like your address, banking info, or any account changes may now require extra confirmation. In some situations, you might need to respond quickly, and if you wait too long, your payment processing can slow down as well. Now here's the key point. Not everyone will experience the effects in the same way. Some people might hardly notice any difference. But if your information is outdated, incomplete, or hasn't been updated in a long time, you could run into delays or additional checks. Most people don't run into trouble because of the system alone. Problems usually come up when people ignore new updates or fail to review their account regularly. When changes roll out, many assume everything is fine, and that's when issues begin. You also need to realize that the system doesn't pause for you. Once a request or update is sent, the process keeps moving. If you fail to respond within the required time, it can result in processing slowdowns or even temporary holds on your benefits. But the fix is actually very straightforward. All you really need to do is keep your information current, log into your account once in a while, and watch for any official notifications. And the most important thing to remember is this does not mean something negative will happen to everyone. Many beneficiaries will keep getting their payments without any disruptions. The real difference is awareness. If you stay informed, you'll get through this smoothly. If you ignore it, that's when confusion and frustration begin. That's exactly why being updated right now is so critical. This is not the only adjustment coming. More changes are expected and more details will be released soon. The sooner you understand what's happening, the easier it will be to manage everything without stress or uncertainty. At this moment, the priority is not to panic. It's to get ready. You just need to stay alert, pay attention to official messages, and avoid overlooking any updates connected to your benefits because in the next part, we're going to go over the exact steps you should take to prevent problems and keep your payments flowing without interruption. Now, let's clear something up. The goal here is not to scare anyone. This is a genuine policy change, and the Social Security Administration is not personally explaining every detail to each individual beneficiary. That means if you rely on Social Security, the responsibility to stay informed and take action is more important now than it has ever been. Before we continue, it's important to clarify one thing. This video is not here to alarm you. It's here to break things down in a simple, understandable way so you know what is changing, who could be affected, and what you should do to protect yourself from avoidable problems. And above all, this change is not about cutting your benefits or taking away your eligibility. Your payments are not being reduced because of this particular update. The main focus is increasing security and strengthening identity verification within the system. And the Social Security Administration has gradually been moving towards stronger digital verification tools, and this update is part of that long-term move toward a more secure, less vulnerable system. The core reason behind this shift is straightforward security. Over recent years, Social Security systems have seen rising cases of fraud, with some payments being redirected or accounts being abused. In response, the system is tightening the rules around confirming identity and defending accounts from unauthorized access. And because of that, the way beneficiaries prove who they are is also changing. In day-to-day terms, this means more actions may now demand stronger identity proof than before, replacing older, simpler verification steps. The system is transitioning to more secure digital checks to confirm that you are truly the rightful account owner. Now, this is where your attention really becomes crucial. If you already use the official Social Security online portal, things will generally be easier for you, but you must still make sure your details are current. If you don't yet use an online account, this update matters even more because more services are slowly being tied into the online platform. The direction is very obvious. The system is moving toward managing everything digital first. That means more tasks that used to be done by phone or face-to-face are now being nudged toward online accounts. And while that might sound more efficient from the system's point of view, it also means beneficiaries need to be more cautious and prepared than they were in the past. So what should you actually be doing? First, you have to ensure your Social Security account details are correct. Even minor problems like an old phone number, a previous email address, or a wrong mailing address can cause slowdowns when verification is needed. Second, you should confirm that you can sign into your account and that your account recovery options, like backup email or phone, are working properly. Many people only find out there's an issue when they are locked out, and by then, fixing it can take extra time. Third, if you still haven't opened an online account, setting one up is becoming more important because more upcoming alerts and official notices are expected to be delivered through digital methods instead of traditional letters. Now here's another critical detail that a lot of people ignore. As systems become stricter, communication becomes more dependent on fast responses. That means if the system sends you a verification request or an update notice, ignoring it or taking too long to reply can slow down what's happening on your account. Not because anything is necessarily wrong, but because the system is built to pause activity until your confirmation arrives. This is where many people run into delays that could have been avoided, not because their benefits were taken away, but simply because required steps weren't finished on time. Another thing to keep in mind is that these updates will not hit everyone equally. Some people might not notice an immediate difference at all. Others, especially those with older account setups, missing data, or outdated contact details, might feel the impacts more quickly. So the main idea here is not fear, it's awareness. The system is not trying to stop your payments, it's working to protect them. But with that additional security comes more responsibility on your side to keep your information updated and to respond when something is requested. Now, speaking practically, if you want to stay ahead of these new rules, you don't need to do anything complicated. You just have to stay proactive. That means checking your account from time to time, confirming that your contact information is accurate, and reacting quickly if you receive any official notice or request. These are simple actions, but they can stop bigger issues from popping up later. And one more very important point. If you are helping a parent, spouse, or other family member manage their Social Security, this becomes even more critical. Many seniors are still uncomfortable using digital tools, and they depend on others to keep them updated. So making sure someone in the family understands these changes can really help prevent problems. At the end of the day, this update is one part of a broader shift in how government programs work, more digital, more secure, and more reliant on active participation from users. And that's exactly why being informed right now matters so much. Because once the changes are fully in place, the people who prepared ahead of time will adapt without much trouble, while others may only realize what changed after they start facing delays or account complications. So take this seriously, remain alert, and double-check that your information is accurate and complete. In the next update, we'll dig deeper into how to avoid the most common mistakes people make during this kind of transition, and what quick checks you can do right now to stay fully protected from any interruptions. This is where the new system really starts to show up in daily life. The Social Security Administration is now steering beneficiaries toward two main identity verification options. The first option is IME, a third-party digital verification service used by several U.S. government agencies. The second is login.gov, which is the official centralized login platform for many federal websites. In both systems, the purpose is to verify that you are the true owner of the Social Security account. You will usually be asked to upload or snap a picture of a government-issued ID, like a driver's license or state identification card. After that, you may also have to take a selfie or complete a short video step so that the system can compare your face with the photo on your ID. If everything works smoothly and you are reasonably comfortable using a smartphone or computer, this whole process can take somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes. But the experience isn't always perfect for everybody. For a lot of people, especially older adults or those who aren't used to technology, this can feel confusing or even overwhelming. ID.me in particular has faced criticism because its facial recognition technology can sometimes fail depending on lighting conditions, camera quality, or slow internet connections. But the key thing is you are not stuck if that happens. If the automated process won't go through, there is always an alternative backup. Both IME and login.gov give you the option to finish your verification over a live video call with a real human agent. This method can take longer and might require you to set up an appointment, but it makes sure you can still complete verification even when the automated system doesn't cooperate. And if you're someone who really doesn't want to handle online verification at all, there is one more route. You can visit your nearest Social Security office in person. The staff there can help verify your identity and walk you through whatever steps are needed. You'll need to bring a valid government-issued photo ID, and if you have it, your Social Security card as well. However, it's important to prepare for possible wait times because these offices can get very busy. That's why calling in advance or using the SSA website to schedule an appointment can save you a lot of time and stress. Now, another big area of change that worries people is phone services. In the past, many account tasks like changing your address or checking your benefit details could be easily handled over the phone. But under this newer system, that is becoming more restricted. The SSA is now limiting certain sensitive updates, especially things like changing your direct deposit information, from being done over the phone unless your identity has already been fully verified through the online system. The reasoning behind this is to block fraud. In earlier years, criminals were able to pretend to be legitimate beneficiaries over phone calls and then reroute payments to their own bank accounts. By tightening verification, the SSA is trying to stop that kind of crime. What this means for you is straightforward, but extremely important. If you switch banks or need to update where your payments go, you may no longer be able to simply call in and handle it. Instead, you will most likely need to complete the change through a verified online profile or go to a Social Security office in person. This is a major adjustment because millions of people rely on phone-based support for exactly these types of updates every single year. Now let's discuss families, because this isn't only about people managing their own benefits. If you're an adult child or caregiver who helps a parent or loved one with their Social Security, this change matters a lot for you too. If you are officially listed as a representative payee, your role still stands. But you will be expected to follow these new verification steps as well when you handle accounts online. However, if you're only helping informally, for example, making calls or filling out forms without any official legal authorization, it may become more difficult to act on another person's behalf in the future. That's why now is a good time to think about more formal arrangements, such as becoming a representative payee or setting up a durable power of attorney, which legally allows you to manage financial and administrative issues for someone else. Now, stepping back to see the larger context, it's also important to recognize the broader pressures. Social Security has been under strain for years because of growing fraud risks, limited staffing, and rising numbers of people needing help. That's why more procedures are moving to digital tools and stronger identity protections. But this shift also causes challenges, especially for seniors who are uneasy with online platforms. The crucial thing to keep in mind is this. These updates are not about cutting your payments or making you ineligible. They're focused on safeguarding the program and defending benefits from theft and abuse. However, the duty to stay informed now falls more heavily on beneficiaries than it did before. Another very serious concern during major changes like this is scams. Whenever there's a big policy adjustment, scammers seize the moment and use confusion to trick people. They might call pretending to be from Social Security, ask for private information, or demand urgent payments. You must always keep this in mind. The real Social Security Administration will never ask you for your full Social Security number or your online banking password over a phone call. They also will not threaten you with being arrested right away or demand that you pay money to protect your benefits. If you ever receive a suspicious call, text, or email, the safest move is to ignore it and go directly to the official SSA website at ssa.gov instead of clicking any links or calling numbers that were sent to you. Finally, if you're someone who has trouble with technology or doesn't have easy access to the internet, you still have options and rights. You can always request help in person, ask for special accommodations, or seek support from local SSA field offices. Libraries and community centers can sometimes offer assistance with online forms and computer use. You are not being left out of this system, but you may need to actively reach out and ask for help when you need it. Disclaimer: this video is for formational and educational purposes only. It is based on publicly available information and does not represent official advice from the Social Security Administration, SSA. Viewers are advised to visit the official SSA website, ssa.gov.gov, or contact relevant authorities for accurate and updated information regarding their individual cases.